Hi everyone, my name is Ruth Ann Shue, and I went to school for fashion at the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising in Los Angeles, California. And I'm really excited to see the kind of projects that you're working on that your teacher has assigned you guys.
Hi there, Mr. Griffin's graphic design class. I hope that you guys are having a really good day. My name is Ryan Young, and I am a multimedia designer here at the local college in the marketing department. I started designing probably about 20 years ago, and originally got into photography and some Photoshop stuff. And eventually that freelance led into a full-time career, so that now I do mostly video, photography, and screen design for the college that I work for now. So in that role, what I do sometimes is meet with junior designers, and we look at designs that they've created, and I give them some feedback so that they can go and change those designs and get them ready to go out the door. And so what I want to do with you guys today is kind of a similar thing, and just keep in mind that design feedback is subjective, and design is kind of a puzzle that needs to be solved, and everybody solves it in a different way. And so these are just my feedback on the way that you guys have solved your puzzle. I hope that it's helpful, and you guys did a great job. I can't wait to see what you do in the future with some more of these designs. So without further ado, we'll go through and take a look at each one, and I'll offer you guys some comments. So here we go.
Here I am opening up number 1, Lizzie's. Wow. Hope is the only thing stronger than fear. I love this quote. It's very strong, and I love the use of space and color. The font is really beautiful, and I really like this little tree, this plant growing off the E. That was like a super creative bit that you've included in there. I would have maybe taken the underlining from the quote off. I mean, that is a very minor detail that I might change, but it looks great. I know your school colors are red and black, so maybe incorporate maybe a little more of that. But aside from that, the background could maybe be black. But overall, really love it. And good job. Good job, Lizzie.
All right. Number 1 is Lizzie. I love the combination of the red hope with the gradient transition to the green leaf. The contrast between the size of hope and fear is fantastic, and really brings hope to the front, along with some of the different colors that you use, so the red and the black. A couple of things that might help. I find that the secondary words are getting lost just a little bit because of the salmon background. The hope shows up really well because it's embossed at the edges, but you might need to make a decision with those secondary words in order to get them to pop, especially on a smaller screen, a little bit better. The only other small thing that I noticed is I would put your text on a canvas, all of it, and make sure that it's even at top and bottom and right and left, that you've got even space on all sides, just to make sure that everything is balanced.
Moving on, number 2, Cheris. Ooh, big and bold. Fear is everywhere, looks like. And the quote, yes, my soul finds rest in God. My hope comes from him. The one thing that I might do differently, and your message is very bold, I might add some punctuation in the Bible verse, just so that it's easier to read. And I might even include changing the size of fear to more of a smaller repeat. But the color and the text is really great, and I love it. Okay.
Okay. Number 2, Karis. I love the text pattern with the drop shadow, with the pattern in the drop shadow. It creates a 3D vibe and really brings the words towards you. I also like the computer desktop graphic. It really separates hope from the fear and the side blocks. And it's nice, clean, simple design with a good punch. So good job. A couple of things that might help. Because of the size of the fear typography, I feel like the fear is overshadowing hope, which in this particular design probably isn't what you want. So there may be a way to make fear smaller and have it repeat more often in that background, just so that hope is the main thing that's standing out there. Also, the text in the black block may also need a little bit more room around the edges. And the rule of thumb that I generally use is that I will leave space on all sides based on the height of my font. And that's just so that everything's free and clear, and the text is really standing out against the background and kind of instead of getting lost into the edges. Okay.
3, Abraham. Ooh, I got the flow here. Hope will flow from God to you. I really like how you played with the graphics and the font to kind of bend with the waterfall. That's really cool. And you added a MAK shark, which is really cute. I like that. You could even add a mini shark behind the big shark, maybe. I don't know. Or even direct it the other direction, so it kind of encapsulates the whole image, but it looks really great, and I like how it's bold and there's not too much text. You've also picked a really cool image, so great job. Good job, Abraham.
Number 3, on to Abraham. I love the creativity of your warping text with the water, or the text looking like it's flowing down the waterfall. And I really like the photo choice that you made. The greens really help, and the flow of the waterfall really helped to get that feeling of hope. So good job on that. I know that the creative idea here is to have the text look like it's flowing down. For the sake of it being cohesive, it might help if the text was centered under each other. It does feel maybe a little bit out of place for it to kind of be not centered. And the shark kind of feels like it's out by itself. And so I wondered if the text was centered and the shark came in underneath your text. I think that would help with that design feeling a little bit more cohesive, so that the shark would come in that space under you. But good design.
Number 4 is Elka. Oh, so cute. It kind of reminds me of the novel The Little Prince. Not sure if you've read it, but it has kind of like this French feel. I really like the quote you have here, hope. When the sun goes down, the stars come out. It's really cute and a good use of space as well. I love the contrast in color and the spray paint feature that you've got going on all around. Really cute. I also love how you use a different kind of font to kind of make this different. So yeah, great job.
Okay, number 4, we are on to Elka. I love the black background with the texture of the stars, whether that was made with a brush or whatever. It really, I adds to that feeling of three-dimensionality to have that background with different colors and stuff like that. I love the colors and the shapes that you chose, and I really feel like they pop out against the background, and it's just really striking. So good job on that. I do always check my designs on multiple screens, and so I checked this design on my large MAK screen and on my phone, and I find that on my phone it's a little bit hard to read that small text. And so if it's going to be viewed on a phone, or if it's going to be viewed quickly, you may want to look at expanding that whole design, so making hope bigger and the text underneath it, or maybe a font choice, but something that will help that secondary text to stand out. You probably want to keep hope and the secondary text the same size, but so meaning that hope needs to stay bigger than the secondary text, but maybe there's a way to bring that up a little bit so it's more legible.
On to number 5 with Leo. It looks like hope, just big and bold, right in the center. You've got a little cardinal here and a window, which, kind of lends itself to seeing beyond, closed doors, perhaps. I like your message. It's great. I might change the font. You can keep the size, but I think I might change the font to something, I don't know, that blends a little bit better with the background that you have. But overall, it's great. I might even change the window graphic to kind of blend better into the background as well. But I also really enjoy how you've included a flock of birds kind of like in the distance to kind of signal as if they're gonna go through the window, perhaps. So good job with that, Leo.
Okay, number 5, Leo. I love the bird silhouettes coming out of the shadow and out of the darkness that are flying towards the window. And I love the colors that you have outside of the window in that photo. They really do give the feeling of, breath and freedom and peace, hope, those kind of things. I really like the way that you played with the light on the wall, so it kind of looked like it was coming from the window. And that kind of leads me into the thing that might help. Because you have lit the back wall, hope, because it's not lit in any kind of way, maybe stands out a little bit. And one of the ways to augment this design would be to color hope in the same kind of way so that you're getting the light from the window. And if that's something that you're interested in doing, there is a lot of resources online, and let me know through Mr. Griffin if you need help finding anything. But there's a lot of cool brush resources and stuff like that would help to that you could paint over top of hope and just give that feeling of lighting. But good job.
Moving on to 6 to Momo. Aw, this is also very cute. I love how you included, I think you drew this yourself. The cursive is really nice. It's really, it's beautifully done. I really enjoy that you have these butterflies. They're strategically placed, this negative space, and then you have the verse right here in the top left. It's great. It really is different. And I also really like how you have almost this like powdery snow that's coming off of the butterfly, which makes it a little more whimsical. So great job with using the colors as well, black and white, to kind of show more school spirit. Excellent.
There. All right. Number 6, Momo. I love the spotlight on hope and the way your text is highlighted in the white regions, and that you used the color red as a pop color. It really does make the design simple and clean, and it really it has a deep impact, despite the simplicity of it. I love your design choices and the brush elements and the red string that seems to symbolize the continuity of hope, as well as your design of the words, of the word hope, where it looks like it's actually being created by that string. As I said earlier, I do check all of my designs on multiple screens just to make sure that they're going to work. And I do find that on the phone, the text that's the secondary text, the scripture text, is a little bit small. And so if it's going to be showed quickly or on different devices, you may want to look at altering the design a little bit so that both hope and the secondary text will expand and get bigger a little bit. You picked a great font for the secondary text. It just probably needs to be a little bit bigger for legibility on some devices. Okay.
And on to number 7, Lewis. Oh, wow. It's very direct, very bold. And it's easy to read. The word is right in the center, and you have the MAK shark. It's very school-spirited, I have to say. It's great. And I also really like the contrast rainbow of text that you have over hope. That really works. So great job with that. I might play a little more with the hope text font a little bit to kind of tie in everything. But overall, it's wonderful. And it'll look good on the screen.
Number 7, Lewis. I love your choice of color, and to have hope on 2 different backgrounds is really cool. And the way that the text color in the arc changes so that you can see it against the background, very, very clever. I like that. I also like the drop shadow on the word hope. It's really pulling it out away from the 2D text towards me. As I look at it, it's accenting it. And, catching my eye, because that's really what you want the focus of this design piece to be. Couple of things that might help it to push it forward a little bit. I do feel like the shark logo is kind of getting eaten by the black background, because the outer edges of the shark are dark gray, and so was having a little bit trouble seeing the shark design. And a way to solve this would be to move the shark up above hope into that space beneath the arc there, and then you could see the black outlines, and then it makes sense to center that scripture text underneath to have everything kind of balanced there. So that's it for that. Good job on that design. Okay, we're on to number 8, Megan. I love your use of the glow to achieve a neon sign look against the black. It looks fantastic, and the box around the design really helps to kind of seal the deal as far as it being a sign. Again, as I've said in other designs, I do feel like the smaller text is a little bit harder to read. Hope is great because it's large enough that neon glow design really stands out. With the smaller text, one of your options is to fill in the text and not have the stroke on it, but have a fill, and then put a glow behind it that makes it look like it's backlit. I think that you'll find at smaller sizes it'll be easier to read, and you may find that you have room at the edges to increase the whole size of the design, so that those, if you decide to keep the stroke at the bottom, so that those words are easier to read. So I hope that helps. Looks great. I like the neon.
Oh, this is so great. Fall is really my favorite season of the year. I do love this leaf overlay that you have here. Ah, wow, yes. And I like the little sharks as if they're kind of popping out from the ocean. Nature and life gives us hope. I would agree. Something I might consider changing might be the shading for the text hope. Make it more of a gradient perhaps. It looks a little randomized, but art, subjective. I do love the rays coming off the sun. It's beautifully done. And like I said earlier, this leaf situation that you have going on is really great. I might even fill it in or do something creative in that negative space that you have here that's just kind of left kind of empty. So moving on.
Number 9, Rex. I love the rays that you created behind the word hope that are flowing out from the sun. And this is really accentuated by the yellow glow that you put on hope. It really gives you a feeling of that word hope being backlit by the sun. And so that the light from the sun is just peeking around hope. Like your choice of colors that you made in the leaf pattern, with the brighter colors being forward against the colors that are less saturated, really giving that feeling of new growth and hope. A couple of things that I think might help. Right now the leaves are really close to the text, and because you're trying to convey the feeling of hope, we want all of the elements in the design to have room to breathe, so that we don't have anything that feels cramped or blocked. And so I think that if you pull the leaf design down a little bit and give those words more room to breathe, that will help with portraying that idea in this design. Okay, good job.
To Emily, number 10. Okay, yes, my soul, find rest in God. My hope comes from him. Truly, he is my rock and my salvation. He is my fortress. I will not be shaken. I really like this verse, and I also really enjoy how you've included these candles on the side, these graphics right here. I find that maybe for this particular verse, you might want to change your graphic, though, to match maybe like a rock type, fortress type, I don't know, background instead of maybe these candles. I don't know, something for you to consider just to get your point across. You can maybe include it. But I really like the contrast you have with the black and the red, and it looks very school spirited. Also, the text is very easy to read, so that is definitely a plus.
10, Emily. I love the candles with the glow. The halftone screening pattern does a really good job of giving your drop shadow some depth and cohesion, keeping it together, really creative. I like your choice of colors. I know that you guys had to choose certain colors, but the red and the yellow really pop out against the solid black that you chose. Just a nice, clean design. A couple of things that might help. I feel like, as I've said on a couple of other designs, the words at the bottom might need some more room because we really want hope to stand out. If the words were shrunk down, I think that they would still be legible, and it would give just a little bit of room between hope and the words for hope to really stand out, and it wouldn't feel then like the words are kind of pressing into the candles. So other than that, though, it looks great. If you, the only other thing I would say about that is, because you've chosen the center alignment at the bottom, I would also use center alignment at the top, just so that balance is maintained through the design. Usually when I pick an alignment, I stick with it through the whole thing, unless there are some exceptions. But for something like this, there's kind of a poster or a postcard, or a screen, I would definitely choose that center alignment.
Good job overall. Everyone did such a great job. I'm very impressed, and you have a very good teacher. Thank you.
Okay, You guys, thank you so much. I hope that that feedback helps, and I look forward to seeing stuff that you guys create in the future. Thanks for your time, and I hope you have a great day.